Is there anything wrong with the thinking? Is there a think of the thoughts? Or do the thoughts simply arise and subside, coming from the emptiness? The thoughts are not an enemy. They can be very useful. So in this manifestation, we need the thoughts, we need the thinking, we need the mind. It is all a concept, but it's as is. Yet, if we want to follow the thoughts, the thought comes up and says, follow the thought. But which is that it is prior to the thought? From which thoughts arise? Can we survive without the thoughts? So stop thinking for a moment and see if you're gonna disappear without the thought. If you stop for a moment, you can't do it for too long. There will be silence and there will be emptiness, and everything will seem perfect in it. Silence, it's stillness. No problem. And really, there is no problem. We see the world as full of problems. But then, when certainly seen as a totality, we see that there is no problem at all. Because totality meaning perfect. If something is perfect, nothing can be taken out or added to the perfection. So we focus on the thoughts and the mind chatter and get involved, instead of realizing that that awareness, that is awaring, is what we are. Not as an individual. We all personalize everything. We give personality to everything. And we believe there is a person, a thinker, a separate entity that has all these problems. Yet, it seems that thought cannot settle before it becomes something, gets something that it wants. As this manifestation vibrates in the pairs of opposites, we are looking for something good, to obtain something, enlightenment, to obtain some title, to win competition, a role, to be someone famous, to buy an expensive car, a house in the best spot in the world. And yet, how long will that happiness last for? Have you ever bought a shirt that made you happy longer than, say, a few days, few weeks? Or a car, or a house, or where you're looking for something else? Or are you seemingly happy for a few days, few hours after the shopping basket gets filled? It's just because you stopped thinking, you satisfied that for a little instance. The thoughts settled a bit before they start vibrating and asking for something else. What's the next thing? I want this, but I don't have. That's the madness, human madness, that is yet perfect, as we said. Blessed is one who realizes that a shopping basket with a hole will never be filled, and that is the wrong direction. Go back and look into the purchaser of the purchased, and you might find happiness that knows no opposite. Yet you might not even call it happiness, but we call it some concept because we need to describe it. Everything we say is a lie, a concept. The most accurate word, the most truthful word you ever said has been unspoken. It was never said. It's empty and still. The truth is empty, still, and silent. And yet, we chase something, we chase the next thing. Holiday, beach, the ocean. For recognized being, the ocean is always and ever present. The waves were never separate from it. They know it for certain. They don't recite it, but they just know it. And they know that it's not them that know it. There is a knowing that knows it. They claim nothing. They claim no knowledge, no education, no PhD. The humbleness is natural, insignificant. They don't feel higher than the others. They don't say, I am enlightened, and you are not. You are not worthy, and I'm very important. They don't care about the manifestation. They don't care about what ordinary people say. Even the word people doesn't sound right to them, or person, or individual, average individual, or something. They have no interest in daily news, what's happening in the other part of the world, who had a child, who lost a husband, wife, who did something to their body, who got elected as a president. They cannot care less because they see the life as a dream, unreal, real and unreal. And they don't get involved because as a dream character, they know they can't do anything. They don't participate. They're not chasing followers, fans. And really, when you think of that, a true deal, a sage call it, or whatever, a speaker of non-duality who is truly recognize their nature, they never chase their followers. If there is a need, people come and see them. If there is urgency to it, it's the same as a true actor is not chasing their fans, but the fans come to them. But really, it's all acting, whether we like it or not. Acting on acting on acting. For no one. In a source, it's all one. But to make this suffering more bearable, some of us have looked into our true nature, investigated to see what is wrong or right, or what am I? What is this body? Does it belong to someone? Can this body beat if I don't think about it? Can the food get digested without me thinking about it? Can the blood flow without me ordering it to flow? And really, isn't it just ignorance to believe we can do something, move a finger, breathe, by using our own thoughts? We've never thought a thought. The thought came from the emptiness, from the silence, and this body would be a corpse without a life essence. We haven't decided to be born. How simple is that? We haven't decided to die. Yet, that which we truly are never gets born and never dies. It always is or isn't. It's the ultimate noumenon, the absolute, on which the all manifestation appears. Going back to the ocean and the waves again explains it the best somehow. Ocean being the ultimate, the absolute, the waves being the manifested, that which moves, which acts, dances, appears and disappears back into the ocean. And it was never separate from the ocean. Never. Never could. The wave doesn't separate itself to go to a meeting to learn about the ocean. Wouldn't it just get lost, confused, wasted, and then would have to come back to the ocean again and realize, wow, I was never separate from the ocean. It seems very hard, but yet it's so simple because we try to grasp it with the mind. And we cannot grasp that with that which is dualistic, which is not the real. So it's that which is prior to the mind that gets it. I mean, not getting something, but seemingly getting it. Like that understanding, the ultimate understanding. So it gets understood non-conceptually. And see that regardless how this manifestation might appear tough, when the feelings and emotions arise, there seems lots of suffering. We might have lost the loved ones or something that we really love, because everything comes and goes. And we might fixate on one thing, and then when we lose it, we apparently suffer. There are tears, there are emotions and the feelings. But that which we truly are is untouched, cannot be flooded and burnt, cannot be cut. It's a screen on which it all appears, the whole movie. And regardless how cruel it might look, the movie, how many shots have been fired, how many fires have burned, and how many oceans have flooded a lot. People died in the movie, buildings destroyed. The movie screen remained untouched, unstirred, unmoved, unchanged. And you are that screen. Nothing to do, nothing to chase. If action is needed, it will happen. But if you move that belief in the persona, individual, out of the way, everything will seem so easy. And you might get more creative, you might surprise yourself to see that the creation comes out of that silence, the stillness of the screen by itself. You might discover incredible talents. As the best singing and the best tunes come from the silence of your true nature. The best poems, the best acting, a completely new imaginary character comes out of the silence when you have seen there is no one there to participate. The words will come out of your mouth, the singing, the dancing will happen, and there will be witnessing to it. Witnessing that does not belong to a person or individual. What you are is unstirred, unmodified, unchanged. You are present and you are aware right here and right now, which does not imply time or place or space. You are always that.